it feels like the game currently has more, I'll use this word, Braylon, great wide receivers as a whole than at any point in a long time. Everybody's got at least one. Most teams have two.
It's the same as it was, I think, back in the day. I think now it's just different. The focus is
because of how they use them?
Yes. It's how they use them. The focus is on the pass game. Everything is passing. So every team is going to have, 3, 4 receivers. And everything is predicated on the passing game. The referees allow for the passing game to work. So I don't think it's a ton of more great receivers now than it was then. I just think it's where the game is. Because I can easily say, in that case, well, it was way more better running backs back in the day.
Sure, no doubt.
But that's where the game was. That's where the game was.
And I think that's exactly, but I think that's why a guy like Genti gets so much pub right now, right? Because you can't, I guess you could, but what I'm saying is, if I told you, Braylon Edwards, all right, for anybody in this room, in the 4th round, 3rd round, even, I need to find an impact wide receiver and an impact running back, and I'll give you a 3rd round pick to do that. What would you feel more comfortable? What position would you feel more comfortable getting an impact player, a wide receiver or running back in the 3rd round?
Running back.
Running back?
Yeah. I'd say it's about the same at this point. I'd say it's about the same.
Fair enough.
I'd say an offensive lineman.
It's because things are about the scheme. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't necessarily. It's so many. Let me slow down. The great wide receivers are far and few in between. Now, everything is about a scheme. Everything is about how the system is. You're not getting even Devontae Adams is a damn good receiver. He's not as close as good as Randy Moss. He's not as close as good as the T.O. He's not as close. I can name you Calvin, Larry Fitzgerald. And he's a really good receiver, but it's about scheme. Like Christian Kirk. Yeah. Like if Christian Kirk.
You'll never get over that.
But watch this, though. If Christian Kirk goes to the right team, the right system, he can mess around and have a hell of a career if he's in between Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
Exactly.
Like that's how it works. So back in the day, the wide receiver would come to the team and you make the team. It's a guy like now. You can just get a bunch of guys, plug them in, and play them.
For my thought process with the drafting part is like, I think it's the dichotomy of the two picks. Like you look at wide receiver, and there are so many first-round wide receiver draft picks that don't play out. That a lot of these first-round wide receivers normally don't work out. So you're hoping for a lottery ticket for a 3rd round or a 4th round wide receiver. While running back, a lot of the good running backs don't get drafted in the 1st round because they're running backs. So in the 2nd or 3rd round, you got guys that are really very good, talented players, but they're just running backs, so they don't get picked.
Fair enough.
Who are the 1st round wide receivers that haven't worked out? Not named Treylon Burks.
I mean, Justin Blackmon's the first one that comes to mind for no reason.
Okay, you just went back like 12 years.
Yeah, if you look at it,
like 12 years.
Looking at the top wide receivers in the game now, right? Jamar Chase, 1st round. Justin Jefferson, 1st round. Drake London, 1st round.
USC.
Jerry Jeudy, 1st round. Malik Neighbors, 1st round. CeeDee Lamb, 1st round. You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown,
4th.
Brian Thomas Jr. from Jacksonville, 1st round.
LSU.
Lad McConkey at 10 is a 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
Trey McBride in Arizona, 2nd round pick.
He got paid.
He's a tight end.
Yeah.
He got paid.
Yeah.
Highest paid tight end.
A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, 2nd round. So, I mean, I guess,
I don't know.
A.J. Brown, 2nd round. Devontae, 2nd round.
Yeah, you look at
Amon-Ra, 4th round.
Quentin Johnston, Jonathan Mingo.
But then if you go back, just look at running backs. Saquon Barkley, 1st round. Derrick Henry, 2nd round. Bijan, 1st round. Jonathan Taylor, 1st round. Gibbs, 1st round. Josh Jacobs, 1st round.
See, Derrick Henry is exactly what Spinney was just talking about. He happened to come. The man had 2,000 yards. Actually, he had 2,300 yards. He had 2,300 yards rushing. He played for Alabama. You know what he was. He went in the 2nd round because everyone thought that the running back was dead.
You know what? I stand corrected. Spenny, you changed my mind on this.
There's a deeper pool of wide receiver for sure.
Yes. If you look at just the top 10 running backs from last year, you've got number 7, Kyron Williams, 5th round pick, and Aaron Jones, 5th-round pick. Those are in the top 10 rushers of all of last year. 2 5th-round picks. So maybe you do have a point.
Like we saw
Maybe do have a point.
Pacheco do a lot of stuff for the Chiefs, and
Chuba Hubbard, a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
3 guys. So I stand corrected. The numbers. Hey, the one thing that doesn't have an opinion is math. I'll always go with the math.
I do think you
know?
should draft a wide receiver every single year, no matter what, though, because what if you get an Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th, or a Cooper Kupp in the wherever he was drafted, a Puka Nacua in the 6th? I think you should draft a wide receiver every single year, no matter what.
Plus, once you get to a level like the Lions are in terms of where they are, we expect them to, be drafting.
Don't we have Ronnie Bell?
30 and back for the next, foreseeable future. Like, take a 4 or a 5 or a 6 because it doesn't mean as much to you as it once did.
Pretty interesting stuff there. Braylon, good list, man.
I thought you would have some fun with the quarterback stuff.
Yeah,
I almost didn't do it. I was, but then I said they'll laugh.
I want to be very clear here with the Shedeur Sanders selection. It's not number 8. If they trade that pick and he goes 8, that's fine. But Atlanta's not taking him.
I agree.
I could care less. My only thing was to show him the 15. Jalen Walker.
Well, I needed to just clarify my going naked.
Listen to me. He's going to the Giants at 3.
You think so?
Yes. Done deal. Done.
They need him.
Trust me. He's going there at 3.
You're taking him over Travis Hunter?
Yes, for sure. For sure. And he's going to learn under Russell Wilson. I know, don't laugh. And Jameis Winston. And he's going to be very, very good. I truly believe that. And Mel Kiper kind of put me over the top with him.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper?
Exactly. Shedeur Sanders, it comes from great stock. I know Deion wasn't a quarterback, but he's Deion Sanders. This kid is going to be special, and he's going to be a New York Giant.
Oh, it took Mel Kiper, but when I said it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough when I said it.
Well, you had him with Atlanta. I moved him up to the G-Man.
Man, how would you feel if they didn't draft, if they passed on Shedeur?
I'd be sick to my stomach unless they get Abdul Carter, because what you're going to lack on offense, you'll get on defense.
The defensive line is sick.
They are.
You
Kayvon
have Abdul as well?
Yes. Why not? More defense?
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Bring
Abdul,
him. Bring it.
Kayvon.
You're not going to score a lot.
Brian
you might as well
Burns.
shut teams down.
Yeah, that's true.
Can I ask you a question about maybe we should do this next segment, but isn't the best case scenario for the NFL and Shedeur
Yes.
for Shedeur to be the quarterback of the New York
Yes.
Giants and
Absolutely.
be good?
Yes.
Isn't that the best case scenario for the NFL as a league?
Yes.
To have that player on that stage in that city.
If he goes to Cleveland, he'll be out of the NFL in 4 years.
Or New Orleans. And or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or New Orleans. Cleveland, New Orleans. Come on. No offense to either of those cities. But it's better, Pittsburgh even, it's better for the league if he's in New York. And he's good, by the way.
He's going to be.
And
that's
good.
where he's going to be.
I was watching E.J. Manuel break him down this morning.
Oh, E.J. Manuel.
E.J. Manuel is, by the way, I cannot believe I've not seen him on ESPN before. He's fantastic.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Oh my gosh, he was fantastic. Is this
Florida
like
State University? He's Clemson. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like
Florida State.
ACC Network, which is an arm of ESPN.
Yeah.
Florida
I've
State.
never
So
I've
he'll
never
be
seen him
moving up.
on ESPN before.
He'll be moving
The way
up.
he broke down Sanders was tremendous, and he was talking about he's not 6'4", and he can't move, but he can move just enough to see down the field, and it was just like I'm doing this breakdown no justice, but his evaluation of that type of play, I don't want to say changed my mind because I don't know if he's going to be good or not. I just don't. I hope he's good because I think that's better for the league if he's good. But it was really good. It was really good.
Do you like him now better?
I've always liked him. It's just, for me, my question is, I don't know how it works to have that cocky of a player in an NFL locker room. I told you how it worked with Baker Mayfield and Ben Roethlisberger and a couple other of these really cocky guys. They don't win locker rooms over. I've never been in a locker room. I could just do the history of it.
How about Joe Namath?
But you're talking 70 years ago. 80, 90 years ago.
That's
Joe
only 60.
Namath.
Only 60.
I mean, if you look at some of the most cocky players of the last 20 years, I'm just saying 20 years specifically, they have not worked out in this league.
Where did the cocky narrative come from, though? Like, what about him makes him like over the top cocky for you?
I think the raising your watches, seeking out the cameras, raising the watches, playing to the crowd, all the money
on the sideline,
all the money stuff. I do think that I think that's fine. That's part of his attitude. I mean, that's Deion's persona.
Like
he's got great stock.
So you believe he's going to go to his team and be there? You don't think that his father will have a conversation with him, or that he's not going to change?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how you can change.
But why wouldn't he, though? Because you just said he comes from great stock. His father is a Hall of Famer. If my father's a Hall of Famer, he tells me, yo, put the watches down.
But Deion did. Right. But Deion didn't take a back seat.
Yeah, Deion did. Exactly. Yeah. And what happened with him?
He's a Hall of Famer.
I just like the whole narrative to me is confusing. Like, I don't think he's as cocky as people make him out to be. Like, I think he flashed his watch once or twice on the sidelines 2 years ago, and people have held on to that narrative as it relates to the speed thing. Look,
well, how would you characterize it then?
2 years ago, he flashed his watch, and then his dad told him stop, and he stopped doing it. He hasn't done it in 2 years, but we're holding on to it. I would capitalize it as this is par for the course for 2025. We got young men that we talked about yesterday with Tennessee and how they're operating, where the mindset is.
Oh God,
I don't
that disgusts
think
me, by the way.
It's Shedeur Sanders, and then the speed narrative. Like, why all of a sudden when black quarterbacks don't run, they're slow?
Right.
Like, I guarantee you, when you put him in the pocket, he will look much different than Tom Brady. He will look much different than a slow quarterback. Like, nowadays, if you're not Lamar Jackson, you're slow, or you're not a running quarterback. Like, every quarterback don't have to be 4.3 to be speed.
Look at Patrick Mahomes.
Russell Wilson was 4.5 flat and cooked. Yeah. So we got to slow down with the narrative on him that he's slow.
How would you describe Shedeur Sanders?
I think he was a leader of a team.
I'm asking.
Now, hold on before you answer.
I am describing.
Remember what some of the scouts said after the combine. And this is a guy, you're looking at a guy that wants him on my team. I want him on the Giants. But you remember, they didn't like him. They thought he was too cocky in interviews.
One person.
No, it was a couple.
Maz, one person turned into two, and at the end of the day, you know why they don't like him? It's because when they were interviewing him, they were even interviewing him in a berating type of form, as opposed to just shooting the you-know-what with him and having some conversations about they were badgering him. Because I've been in those meeting rooms. I've been to the combine when they badger you. And when they badger you, you get frustrated. And when you get frustrated, it's like, all right, look, man, I'm trying to get the hell out of this meeting. Y'all don't even pick, so it doesn't matter where I'm going to get drafted. So I think that comes with it, and I think it's just all a narrative as it relates to him.
I agree.
Whatever the reason is, there is a narrative. Oh, he's cocky. Oh, he's just – no, he's not. I would classify him as a leader, someone that showed up at Jackson State every game, someone that showed up at Colorado with every game. No matter how big the game was, no matter what was going on, he was dialed into his team. He was there. Everything about him screams leader. Everything about him screams good stock because he's Deion's son.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying he reminds me specifically of Johnny Manziel in terms of the flash on the field. Johnny Manziel was I would describe Johnny Manziel as a cocky quarterback.
I love Johnny.
But he's selfish. Like, that's the difference. Yeah. Is the type of cocky player that Johnny Manziel was or that Baker was, that he's no longer.
Baker is no longer that player. I think that's great. Yeah.
But the fact that he was when he was shaking hands and the kid said no, and then all of a sudden he wanted that. Those guys were selfish. There's a difference between cocky and selfish. When you're selfish, you don't care about the team. You don't care about anything else. So the things that you do, they'll lead to costing the team. They'll lead to costing you. But when you're confident, cocky, but you're not selfish, you'll do that, but you'll tone it down, and eventually it'll be no more.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have that level of awareness coming out. Like, now we know that to be true. Now we know that to be true about version 1 of Baker or Johnny Manziel. Obviously, we know that now. Coming out of Texas A&M or coming out of Oklahoma, I wouldn't have been able to see the difference. You know, you know what I mean? Now not having the benefit of years in the NFL and stuff like that. Interesting conversation. I hope it works. I think it's best for the league if it works in New York.
Last thing I'll say is, coming from a father or a situation where my father played in the NFL and then I followed him. There were a lot of times when my dad gave me, like, leeway or gusto. I could do the hell I want to, Ryan. But there were times when I did things and I got the phone call. There were times where I was thinking about doing things and I got the conversation. And it's like, all right, he's still dad. I got to respect that word. Even though I'm 23, 24, I got all this money and I'm doing that. He's been here. His word still carries value. It's still the respect there. And I think that's what you'll see from Shedeur. Deion's word is going to carry respect and value for Shedeur.
I'll tell you what.
Clip that.
Cleveland.
Clip it.
Cleveland's at what, number 2? Picking
Yeah.
2?
Yes.
They'd be stupid to pass them up.
I agree.
How do they?
They
You know
have
what I
to.
mean? If
They'd be stupid to pass them
Because
up.
they're Cleveland.
yeah, right.
I hope they do a Cleveland and they just reach for someone. Not Abdul Carter even.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah, you can reach for Jackson Dart and leave Sanders for the Giants because, Ryan, I'm telling you, you hit it on the head. He'll hit it big in New York.
Well,
Jersey.
And again, it's the best case scenario for him and
Yep.
the league and for football fans as a whole if a Sanders works in New York. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to go through that Field Yates Mel Kiper mock draft. Is that what you want to do, Maz?
We might, or we just might do a little around the NFL and save that for tomorrow because we have a guest coming in.
Great. We could do that as
Yeah.
well. And you guys, well,
We'll be good.
that Braves reporter